Hey folks, welcome to AgentSpot. So in the last section, we were speaking about admin settings, so how to set up your users and give them access to AgentSpot, control the privileges, look into connectors as well. Today, what I want to speak about is org memory. So org memory is a very important part of setting up your organization and AgentSpot for your end users. Think of it as like the key anchoring set of facts that AgentSpot will be using across all agents and workflows, right? So what you'll do here is that you actually want to come in and tell us, give us more context about your organization, right? So just to give you an example of a little bit what it would look like for you, I've created a fictitious company here called Acme. And you'll see that typically what we want to fill up in here is going to be context giving for AgentSpot. So what's the name of your company, which industry you're operating into, HQ location, so that it understands maybe how to plan meetings better. Some particular, like I would say, grounding facts. So for instance, here, annual revenue, $70 million. That's actually very useful because if AgentSpot goes in and finds numbers that just don't match these particular facts, it will go and reason itself and try to understand a little bit, flag it and ask for clarifications. Same thing for legal names and industry. That helps when any user comes in and says, hey, like AgentSpot, please do a competitive intelligence analysis on my key competitors. It will have all these particular contexts and just be much, much smarter. And then lingo, right? Like which products do you actually have? If you're using data analytics, if you're using ThoughtSpot data models, which we'll get over in another video, you will be actually maybe pointing to the source and the models in ThoughtSpot that are best used for particular use cases. You might have different fiscal year definitions. So when you are trying to speak about quarter information, you tell a bit more AgentSpot what we're talking about here, defining metrics and acronyms, defining rules, right? For instance, like if you're trying to do customer references, we need to like coach AgentSpot to know a bit what to do. Outbound customer emails need human in the loop before being sent. So just kind of like boundaries, trust boundaries, and rules that you can put. Naming terminology is self-explanatory and key acronyms, right? So all these things are really useful to ground all your agents and all of your workflow with a set of context and facts that match your organization. Now, we're going to be adding a few of these, as you will see. And the one last thing that I'll say is that obviously, like memory is actually a super powerful thing in AgentSpot. I won't go too much in details here to keep that video as short as possible, but we'll have another video in this series that just shows you the different areas where memory is being used in AgentSpot. So let's get started and add a few of these guys right there. Right. So to do this, you just have to basically take, for instance, these particular sections in your document. So I'm going to go and add a fact, which is here the key acronyms. And I'm just going to go and copy paste this table in there. And we should be good to go. All right. And I just keep going down my list and go and add these particular facts in AgentSpot that will kind of like help, again, AgentSpot have a good context. Now, what I'll do is I'll just pause and go over that really quickly so you don't have to wait for me to be done, but you get the point of that effort, right? Now here we have rules. Rules actually stand up better in right there. Save them here. Now, one important distinction, you might have seen we have this concept of facts and rules. What is the difference between the two of them? So basically rules, think about it almost as recipes. So if you take a look into the examples here, rules are going to be instructions that the agent will follow whenever it thinks about generic answers, give you insights on the fly. So an example here is exclude test accounts from reports. These are basically general rules it should always follow when it is responding to you, right? So here would be rules of like when it, how it should behave to look into customer-facing information. You may have rules also to help explain, like, hey, in Acme organization, when we do competitive intelligence, we do step one, we look into these 5 competitors. Step 2, we look into the Google Drive that has the battle cards. Step 3, we do web search. You might have just recipes and ways that your organization functions that you want AgentSpot to be aware of so it can behave like you expect your workforce to behave for you, right? So these are rules. Facts are just, as they say, facts will be just truths and just context and information that your agent must be aware of. So it's just kind of like creating I would say the grounding truths for your agent to operate, right? So when is your fiscal year starting? What is typically revenues and information that we should be knowing? All the other aspects that we covered in this particular document, right? All right, so this is now all done. So I just have to come in. You can go and proofread. You'll see that it actually goes and understands like the markdown. So you can go and put these tables as you like and kind of go and explore your facts. If you have any issues or anything that you want to correct, you can actually come in and just go and modify that directly in the UX, right? So I can come in. Let's just say that maybe I have actually a bit more customers. Or user employees, sorry. And here we go, you just correct and be good to go. Everything is here. I broke it down into sections. Sections are a bit easier to go and update as you go. But you know, here, like this is all up to you. Something that is also quite important is that here I kind of seeded some facts to really make sure that AgentSpot is as useful and has really good context to get started for the early adopters. But as administrators are going and chatting with AgentSpot, you'll be able to update, extract memories from conversations with agents, right? So again, something we'll go over in the memory video. And that's it. So we'll stop the onboarding here. With this in mind now, you have AgentSpot completely set up for your end users to come in. The next thing we want to do is create new agents, which we'll be covering in the next video.